All right, so today we are here at the basement job. I know previously I had made a video where I had been installing some stair treads on the stairs. Those were the type of stairs those I was doing. Was on actually on some stair treads that were already on. So this is a little bit of a different process. There's no stair treads that are there already. Um, it's just our framed out part for our stairs. So what we're doing here today is we already have our stair treads all stained. As you can see, we got them all right over there. We got them all in a nice espresso color. I think it's actually double layered. They're espresso and walnut, dark walnut underneath. So they're a very dark tread, but I think for the most part, it looks really good. All right, so the one thing that we're doing here is we are kind of going with what's here. We're going to put the camera around here so we can see it good. As you can see here, these are our frame stairs that are there already. I already made a video where I installed my stair stringer. Check that out. That's the first thing you guys got to do when you're putting in stairs. You got to have your stringer in, make sure it all lines up good. Where it meets the wall there, I like to caulk it. It does get code molding on some of them. This one's not because I don't like that extra profile. So we're just going to leave that like that. We have 3 of them here installed. I'm going to show you guys how I went about doing that. That's just a shadow there. That's not actually anything on there. You can see we got our nice treads on there, all nice and fitting in there real good. And we got our risers in. So what I like doing here, I have a little stair jig. Well, it's more like a tread jig, I guess would be called. And it measures, basically what it does is it measures the width of our stair tread. Sorry for the bumping around here. We already have one measured already. We have to get that. So we're going to go get that over there. So what you do is you lay this stair tread thing down on the actual stair tread itself, and then you just push it up against. It's like a basically like a big tracing tool, because your stair stringers, okay, it's not over here. I thought it was. Your stair stringers are never perfectly square when you install them because your wall is not. So what you have to do is you have to either scribe it to the wall or to your stringer. And this tool here, okay, it's over there. This tool right here lets you do that. So it's actually just a 1x piece with these templates, these little shoes on here. And these go up against your stair stringers, and then you can just adjust these nuts here, and it'll go up against tight where you need to go. And then your cut can be, whatever angle that is. So the first thing you want to do when you're doing that, here, you want to get a tread, and you can either do it with, I know what I like doing. I actually like using a razor when I'm tracing this off. I think it gives it a little bit more of a finer finish. But what you're doing here is when you set your jig on there, you see you want to have your back of your thing wants to be on there. It's also very important that when you lay this on your stair to mark it off, that you mark off your front side of this, because if you get this thing switched around, then your angles will be backwards, and then it won't fit in there tight. So you just line it up against the back there like that. Make sure your front is towards the front nosing, and just like that. Now you can use a pencil here, or you can use a razor. I like using a razor. I think it just shows up a little better too. The only thing is with this is that these things here, they're plastic, so my razor tends to dig into them if I'm not careful. Bit of a problem. But we got our first one traced there. And now I just want to do the same thing on the other side. It's not right there, right there. Okay, like that. And then Just want to do it right here. Oh, moved it. And then you have your marks for your stringers. So you can see here, there's some lines on there. Well, I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, you can see it. There's lines on there where I just cut, and same thing over here. Now for this, when I do this, I like to actually, what I like doing is I like putting a bevel opposite of whatever way the stringer is. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I line up my cut here. Of course, my saw can't be perfectly straight, you know, because like I was saying, the stair stringers aren't square. So you have to just adjust your blade here. Just swing your arm on your saw to where your blade lines up with your cut. This part takes kind of a bit. That's too much. But I think taking that extra bit of time there to do that, I think it really does improve the quality of it. You know, you could just cut it square and then caulk it, but that's kind of like doing it mediocre. You may as well just do it. Take your little bit of extra time here, get your angle in here right. The other thing that kind of is a pain then is when you're trying to fit it in. They're always tough to get in because, you know, like I said, you cut them almost perfect for where they're at. To try and get them in there in the stringer, it's a bit of a difficult time, but you just got to get them in there and then just hit them down. Your stringer does get scuffed up a little bit. You have to just touch it up with white paint then. So what I like doing here, I have my cut lined up. The other thing I like doing is I like beveling it in so that it makes a really tight edge against the stringer. I actually beveled it this way because I want to cut it like that. So my long end will be towards the stringer. My short edge will be out. So that way I'm not left with a, you know, like a gap on there by the bottom piece kicking out and hitting that. And I need power. You don't have to plug your stuff in, but it does help. You know, it's just kind of a extra thing that you got to do. All right. So I just want to double check here, you know, with my bevel, make sure my cut all lines up good. Looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I like that. That got pretty good. Same thing on the other way, except you want to bevel it the opposite way then. This can be a bit of a difficult problem when you're going like this because you got nothing to hold on to. You just got to do it and see what happens. This other thing here is this miter saw got to go. I'm not a big fan of it. It has a laser, but I don't see it. And I know it's on dark wood here, but still, you should be able to see a laser. Even when you hold your hand like up, you can't see it. And it's on. So whatever laser's there, it's not even on. It is flipped on. I think it's kind of faulty. Yeah, it's complete junk. It's time to get the Bosch Glide or the Fez tool. I do a lot of trim work. I think the Fez tool would pay itself off. Let me know in the comments. If you guys use Fez tool, what you think of it. If it's any good, you know, I'd definitely give it a try. I like I'm kind of partial towards the Bosch because it has that nice glide. That's really nice. These rails, you know, after you use these and then you use that glide, I don't think you'd go back. So now I'm actually wanting to bevel it the opposite way. So I just pull it up, and I usually bevel it at around 2 degrees. You don't need to go much more than that. You can even bevel it at 1. It doesn't need to be much, but I think that little bit does help. All right, we're gonna go ahead and cut it. I have paper towel here that's wet that I'm wiping off my treads with. I just don't like dragging dirt everywhere. I might have to recut this one, but at least it keeps the dust over here in this area. Ah, laser's back on. Just stupid stuff like that just gets you wild. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go over here and test fit this one. See where we're at, see if it fits, and go from there. So there's our tread that we have to test fit for. Right there. Could be fun. All right, just stay there. This is nuts. I need a cameraman. Who wants to be cameraman? Yeah. About that. Whatever. That's good there. All right, so we're going to try and test fit this thing here. I think I cut it a little long, which is going to get me excited. If it's real close, yeah, that'll go in. I have this Great Stuff Pro construction adhesive. It's for subfloor and stuff. I just spray it on my tread before I put my tread cap on. I'm going to go ahead and put that on right now. This stuff's great. You can get one can and it lasts forever. All right, so here comes the fun part, where you got to jam it in. Like I said, it does mess up the stringers a little bit, but oh, that actually went in pretty good. That's really good, actually. So we have our tread in there. You guys can see that. Got it nicely in there. Next step is our riser. So for the riser, I just measure. Oh, this headache again. That's great. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. This is nuts. A lot. There we go. All right, so for the riser, just want to measure from here to your bottom of your lip. We got 6 7/16 right on, which is exactly what that one was. And on this side, we got 6.5. So I'm just going to go 6.5. Actually, I'm going to go in between there. Just try and keep it in between 6.5 and 6 7/16. So I guess it would be like 6 a 30-second something. And then for this measurement, I don't actually use a tape for that because I can't get it as tight. Use this laser measurer. Comes in really handy. You just lay it down, turn it on. You can see that it's going across the other side there. Very shakily, you can see it, but it's definitely there. And you just hit the button, and then you got 3 foot 4 3/4. That's how easy that is. It's really nice. So we got 3 foot 4 3/4 and 6 7/16 ish, kind of big 7/16. So for our risers, we got this pack of risers here. They're all individually wrapped. They're all primed already. So these are the ones we're using. Yeah. Yeah, these are awesome. All right. 6 7/16 what we need on our table saw that has a bent track. So we have to measure it every time, which is awesome as well. Six 7/16. Set that over there. Pretty sure it's set up from last time. Yeah, that's exactly the same. So we're just going to go ahead and rip this. Don't do what I just did there. That's not safe. But, you know, sometimes you just got to do it. But I wouldn't recommend that. That's not safe at all. All right, so we have our measurement here for our long lay, which for that, I actually just used my other saw here, this little battery operated thing. And I kind of forget what it was. You can just check, it's always stored on here. So 3 foot 4 3/4. This thing measures really tight, like right on. So I actually can go like a 1/16 under that. And it'll fit in there real nice. There we go. Let's go try out a riser. We're not going to carry this thing up the stairs this time. You can see from here. All right. So let's see how the riser fits. Little tight. Perfect. We're going to smash this thing in here. Got a little bit of a gap there on the stringer. I'll just add some caulk on that. I don't like to caulk my treads, but my riser I can caulk because that's white. The treads, if you caulk it, you can see it. 2 on either end, 2 in the middle. It's good. There we go. That is the process of doing stair treads. Except it's not just one. You got to do many of them. So that's fun. It gets repetitive and it does get boring, but for the most part, it's fun.